I'm gonna record just in case you fall in. Good job, bud. We'll keep it rolling for BC. Maybe we can come up with a new name.
Hello, Creek. Did you splash yourself?
Balls deep. So, yeah. And we made it to docks. And we decided to stay at the hot springs down by the river. And that was really, really cool. You know, a couple hot springs. What are you doing, bud?
I'm doing a bubble test. Look, a bubble.
All three of us have holes in our sleeping pad, so we're trying to find them with bubbles. And mine's only like 5 days old. And our friend Audible was supposed to meet us there with a bunch of beer and booze and food. And we got a text saying his car broke down. So all day we're hiking. We're like, oh, we can't wait for good food and good beer. And oh, it's going to be such a great night. And then he's like, I'm not going to be there. It was a letdown.
Longest night of my life.
But we survived and it was cool. Like I stayed up late actually and did a little, not midnight soak, but a night soak. And did a little cold dip in the river with a couple people. And it was great.
Yeah, it was worth the stop there. And we got lucky. They were at capacity. So a few other hikers had tried. They attempted to stay there, but then got turned around and shuttled back up to the old RV park right next to docks where, I don't know, there must have been 25 hikers in town that night.
Huge bubble at docks.
Right.
Huge bubble.
And docks, they're great. A lot of people get packages sent there. They got a nice resupply, a lot of good selection, reasonable price.
Frozen pizzas that they grill for you. And just hikers hanging out. They're charging things. They're talking, they're just, it's fun. It's a good energy.
It's also a juicy hiker box too. A lot of people get these packages and they don't need all this food, so there's really nice donations in the hiker box, which if you got the time to look at, I would suggest that.
So we hung out there for a couple hours and we're waiting for Audible because he said he fixed his car and he should be there sometime, and we're waiting. We played some bocce and we're like, where is he? Does his car break down again? And all of a sudden, we see his car.
The man, the legend.
Oh, we were so happy, as was a lot of other hikers, because we had the rumor had spread around that there was going to be beverages and fun.
And food.
Yeah. So we went to the RV park this time, and they were super cool. They let us camp there for cheap. And let us party, really.
Yeah, very accommodating. They had showers. They had bathrooms. They had a nice gazebo. They had a decent little bocce course.
Good bocce course.
Hit the pole. So remember Raven Swing, that sweet brewery we talked about? We lost a bocce ball there.
Yeah, someone might have gotten a little too drunk. It might have been me.
It was one of the winners.
BC.
Yep.
Probably wouldn't count. But we left a ball back at the brewery. They sent me an Instagram message saying, hey, you forgot a ball. Should we mail it to you? What do you want done? And I'm like, just give it to the next hiker, the next fast hiker that comes through. And they ended up giving it to Poppins, which we know from the PCT.
Yep.
And she showed up in docks with her ball. And it was perfect timing because we got to play a huge game of bocce ball with 8 people. And it was awesome to reconnect, and yeah.
Let her rip. Send it. Nope.
A little fire pit. We were able to get the hot dogs and brats cooking. Getting ready to grill up some wieners.
Light it up. And we had a little hiker trash party, and it was awesome. We had probably a dozen or so hikers hanging out and just having fun, you know, getting to know one another and playing games. And we grilled up some hot dogs and brats, and it was probably one of my favorite days on trail so far.
I couldn't agree more.
I mean, technically we didn't hike at all, but it was on trail. It was right next to trail.
It was our first zero, wasn't it?
Oh, it was our first zero, and we earned it.
It was our first zero. So you found
So far, all of mine have been
Grab a
on
can,
the,
I like to go
one of the-
down here.
So that's the only reason.
Out there.
You guys want a flosser?
Driving away tomorrow.
You gotta take a shot first, bud.
No photos, please.
I've heard of that one. I've only experienced it in a couple clubs, but they got tipped well.
Hit me with the Duluth. Please tip your shirt, right? Let me get that Duluth beforehand, yeah?
One cool thing at the RV spot was this guy had drew on his tent all these cool things, and it really reminded us of Wizard.
Yeah, it did.
Our 4th MN Hiking's teammates. So
what up, my man, Wizard?
hi, Wizard, if you're watching, we miss you.
You darn tootin'.
And this tent was awesome. I mean, yours is cool too, but this tent was pretty cool too.
Totally. So, you know, even though it was a big party, we still managed to find ourselves going to bed at Hiker Midnight, a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
A lot of people hiked out in the morning.
Some people were hungover.
Some were hungover. We were right up the middle. We woke up. I woke up, and half the camp was gone already. Whatever.
Yeah. What happened to your tent, bud? And we got a ride to the cliff dwellings from Audible, and we got to do that little loop and see some cool kind of ancient stuff.
Yeah, anytime you're seeing history is awesome.
Here at the cliff dwellings, and we can go in and explore.
Holy cow. Their woodwork was amazing back then.
This is so nice and cool in here.
Cops. Yes. With the what's it called? The tsunamis? No.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
What are they called? God damn it!
I know what you're talking about. The El Nino. El Nino?
Well,
Isn't it El Nino? The monsoons?